Please do. I think we all are feeling quite good about AEW right now. Is that safe to say? Is that like I would say like on a rating,
generally
like an 8, like an 8, 7 or an 8 out of 10, right? Is that how we want to
like? Yeah, like
7.
getting into the theme of like the spectacle story. I think their storytelling has been much better.
How are they on the spectacle side of things?
So that's where, like, for me, like, so there's different kinds of spectacle too. So they don't have the spectacle of what we like to call like the attraction wrestler, right? This is what WWE has in spades. This is the kind of person that even in 2025, whereas most people just pay attention to the brand, there are still a few people who can draw, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your John Cena, you put him on a show, it will draw.
He draws.
Brock Lesnar, like him or not, will draw. Roman Reigns, announced for the card, will draw.
Yeah.
Things like that, characters like that. AEW doesn't really have those.
Kenny Omega, I think, is the only one.
And I don't
right
even,
now.
I would argue he wouldn't even, is not like a
I
quarter
actually
on
would
his
argue
own,
against
is
that.
not a draw.
I'd argue against that. I saw it in real time.
You show me some data that like him alone will give me 10,000 more people in an arena, I'll believe it. But I will not believe that until I see hard data.
Okay,
no
that's
offense
fair,
to him.
that's fair.
But I think him, Will Ospreay, Swerve, Adam Page, FTR, all these as a unit,
A collection.
they're a very strong brand. So their spectacle, which is not always my favorite, is their, I think, blood and guts. It's death matches. It's what they dig into the pocket of the
Is their
extreme
spectacle?
matches.
And it's the diversity of their roster as well, I think, is kind of the spectacle.
But that's not
of it,
that's
right?
not spectacle though.
Well, no,
That's
but
just
it adds to
talent.
it. But yeah, I understand what you're saying. Yeah.
So like their spectacle is when they go wild, anarchy in the arena, like glass, they take that stuff to the extreme. Not always my favorite, but that's their spectacle.
Right.
But which doesn't always, which I think is sometimes a risk and a hit or miss with whether does it draw more audience, does it turn more people away, stuff like that.
Sure,
but that is their part of their unique brand. Whereas if we turn our attention to the WWE side of things, especially in this build up for War Games and everything like that, and John Cena's last year, they've dug deep into the attraction wrestler and the spectacle of just like, look at all the huge stars on Raw this week.
And
look who showed up. And that's kind of it. In a way. Outside of a few exceptions.
To piggyback on that and to continue this segue, I feel like one of the biggest issues that people had for a long time with Tony Khan and how he booked matches was that it felt like a kid playing with action figures.
Yep.
That it was just like, I like this guy and I like this guy.
Week.
So I'm gonna put them in a match together. I like this guy and I like this person. I like
and then
this,
you wouldn't see him for 3 months.
And then you wouldn't see him for 3 or whatever. But it's just like let's just mash them together and see what happens. Well, now AEW's had the benefit of time. They have built, as you mentioned earlier, GB, this lore that they can now rely on.
They have their own history.
Be able to tell better stories. Before, they kind of had to be like, let's just throw Kenny Omega and Cody Rhodes in a match together and just see what happens.
Great wrestlers, and then
whoever, and like let's just see what happens. And all right, well, we got to make belts and we got to have our own weird match types, and we got to have all this. So it was a matter of them building this up, and now that they have built it, they can settle down and focus more. And that's what AEW has done. But now WWE is in the business of building spectacle to make money.
Yeah.
To appease TKO.
Yeah.
Is how it
the
feels.
Goals are very different.
Right?
And people
very different.
People need to accept that.
And that's why this build to Survivor Series has felt so disjointed, because they have booked it the way that Tony Khan used to book things of, let's just get our biggest people and
Out
throw
there.
them all in a match
Because
together.
dude, even the War Games match that they're proposing, or the one that it looks like it's going to be, which is like the Vision plus Drew McIntyre, Logan Paul, and Brock Lesnar, if I'm understanding that right.
Yep.
Versus what CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, Jey
Cody,
Uso,
Usos.
and what we have, Roman, and I'm guessing one more person. I don't know.
Well, it's both Usos, Cody,
Usos.
Punk, and
Got it.
Roman. Yeah.
I don't even know what's the point of this match, because like Seth's not here. So the Vision, that part of it kind of, and look, this, I'm going to give them a bone. I'm going to throw a bone at them only because
Seth
got
Seth's
hurt.
injury may have
Seth very much is the glue of this entire situation, because he's the one who beat both of the men at WrestleMania with Paul Heyman's help. That started the Vision. That started the quest for him to get back to the top of the card and blah, blah, blah. But now that the Vision's turned on Seth, it kind of feels like, well, what the hell is the point? Why are you guys? I mean, if you just want the belt, then cool. I mean, I guess that makes sense. But then fight for the belt. Don't fight in a War
only
Games
one
match.
of you can hold it.
And only one of you can hold it, so it doesn't. That also doesn't compute. So I do agree, especially in that regard. I mean, even John Cena getting the Intercontinental Championship just felt like, you know what? Fuck
And
it.
let me tell
he has one spot left.
And see, that's my issue with the tournament now. Is the whole John Cena tournament has just felt like a big, well, fuck it. Let's just
screw it. Let's just see
Little
what
bit.
happens. Yeah.
like
Let's bring people back. Let's get those one
Look,
night pops for Zack
yes,
Ryder and Dolph
yes,
Ziggler.
and that's exactly it.
It's fun, but it's very
fun,
fleeting.
and it's fun and it's great, and it would have been great had there been these other slots open,
Yeah.
like for other people who need the involvement more than some of the people that are in the match. Like,
Sure.
Again, like I don't want to like. I don't. There were so many people in this tournament already that you were just like, they're not gonna make it.
Yeah.
They're not going to make it. And then there's others where you're just like, that match doesn't interest me because I've seen it before, or I've seen it 100 times. Like, because Cena's already done his greatest hits, basically, it feels like it should be some new person. That's what we all expected and all wanted from this. But like the people involved, I don't know. To me, it just really feels like this is all being done for one of two reasons. It's all being done either so Sheamus can win the IC title, or it's being done so Gunther can win.
Which at this point, I don't know if the match will be for the IC title anymore. Now that Monday,
now that that's happened,
I think Dom's going to get it back.
I think he is too. So it feels like to me, the tournament feels a little telegraphed.
Yeah.
It feels a little bit like a foregone conclusion.
Yeah.
And that's there's no fun or joy in that for me. It just feels so slapdash, and the whole thing just feels like I don't know. It's just so strange. It's like if you were like, hey, we're going to have a tournament of Batman's greatest villains, and you get like Calendar Man. And you're like, why the fuck is Calendar Man in this tournament?
Oh, that's a good
Batman's
one.
fought Calendar Man, sure, but is anyone really like
that's the one I want?
Calendar Man's the guy. He's going to take it today.
Yeah,
it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it doesn't hit the same way.
No, so like if you have this incredible rogue gallery of John Cena, why aren't they all not? Why isn't everybody that he's ever? Why isn't CM Punk in it? Why isn't Randy Orton in it? Why isn't
AJ Styles in it?
AJ Styles, like all the Miz. Why isn't the Miz? If you were going to do
the
that,
the
Miz wasn't.
The Miz was. He was. He's like right. Yeah. But I mean, like so that's what it just doesn't make any sense. He's already fought all these people, so give us something new or fresh. It just feels like I don't know. It just the tournament was, to me, such a cool idea, and they just botched it.
Yeah.
To me.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
because you want people in a tournament where you're like, any one of these people can win.
Yeah.
Any one of these people can win. And I don't feel that way about almost every person in this tournament.
So for the wrestlers who have advanced, it's Rusev, Sheamus, Jey Uso, LA Knight, Solo Sikoa, and Gunther. And then left on the docket, we have on Friday, we have a few more first round matches. We have 2 more, which is weird that they didn't announce them ahead of time. You would think that it would have been something, more, but no,
Also,
instead you got,
where's the bracket?
I know, right? You got Carmelo Hayes versus Bronson Reed, and then Penta versus Finn Balor. And I can't help but, again, it kind of goes back to that, like, Finn, if there's something there with the IC title and Finn or whatever, and like, maybe there's, I'm actually okay with that. But again, it's not the most compelling. It's not the most like, it doesn't speak to me. So even when I see the last 4 competitors left over and we make the prediction of who wins, it'll be maybe Carmelo Hayes beats Bronson Reed because of some interference, right? He's got to. If he just loses this match, then what the hell are we doing with Carmelo Hayes? Right? Like, really, what are we doing with the guy? And then Penta versus Finn Balor genuinely doesn't think it matters who wins. Because I don't think either one of those guys are going to be it. But let's just say, for the sake of it all, it's going to be Penta. So you have Penta, probably Bronson Reed, Gunther, Solo, LA Knight, Jey Uso, Sheamus, and Rusev. Who from that list, outside of Gunther?
That's my point.
Is really, and maybe LA Knight, maybe,
right?
Well, for what? I don't know. Yeah, it's
when you had the opportunity, the ultimate thing I think you're gonna end up missing is how did Cena explode onto the scene?
Yeah.
Kurt Angle calling someone out. He was a young gun, slapped the piss out of Kurt Angle, and ruthless aggression. So, like, go out. I'm like, how exciting if the tournament would have broken down
ends the way it
Carmelo
all started.
Hayes, Javon Evans.
Yes.
Like, you had like 4 or 5 of these people who were just like, who have not got Penta, whatever, just guys who had not exploded onto the scene yet.
But yes,
and they're all. Any one of them could have been that next young guy to kick the door in of this generation. Yeah. And instead, I love everybody in this. Like, there's nothing taken away from the talent who are in the tournament and remaining in it. But like, they've all done big things either with John in the past or like they're already world champions, and I mean, it's just like,
or they're already like shoe-in Hall of Famer. Sheamus don't need the rub. He's a Hall of Famer as far as I'm concerned.
Multi-time world champion, stuff like that. Yeah. So
and in this
I think there's a little bit of a.
This is where it's like the spectacle is definitely going to be there. It's going to be John Cena's last match. It's gonna look like a big deal, but narratively, I could care so little for how this plays out. Yeah,
right. Because like it was, I feel like you had one of 2 options with this tournament. Either you bring someone up that and just be like, this is the guy. This make somebody. You can either make somebody or you make a god. You know what I mean? Like, it's like you can either make someone into a superhero or make them into a god. So is it, do you want like let's strap a rocket to this guy and see where he goes? Or do you want to get someone like Gunther and say he's the new
He was
Roman?
already great. Now he's greater.
Now here's where I'm at with that though. Because now that we're in this situation where the tournament feels a little bit, flat, and there's all this, trickery with the IC title, it's like, I don't know if I care anymore. Like
About the tournament?
about even Gunther beating Cena, because Gunther's already awesome. Like,
Right.
did you hear the pop for him? He used his old music
And
He's
his
back
OG
to his
music.
He's back to his
Oh,
OG
man, thank
music.
God.
The crowd lost their shit. He doesn't need to be made in any way, shape, or form. To me, Gunther's already at that point. He's done. Like, I'm the reason why I'm always going to be a Gunther fan is because this guy came into it with a very unique style, a very straightforward approach. And also, you could see just the amount of work that he had put in, not just for his physique, but also his in-ring work, his mic work, all this stuff. And then he makes the Intercontinental title, which is a thing that no one had been able to do up until that point, already established himself, then goes on to make the World Heavyweight title even bigger than what it actually was. Seth had done it, but Gunther took it to another level. So it just feels like, does Gunther need to like face Cena in this last match to be a made man? I'd argue he already is.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah,
so
I think
it's kind of serving no one at this point. it's the way that it comes off.
Why weren't people clamoring to be in this tournament either?
Yeah, like we should have had backstage segments of people going.
Yes, it felt like there was no like. Yeah, I just
instead they just announced it.
Ups the prestige, and like, why aren't people being like, I want to be in the tournament, I want to be seen as last opponent, I want to whatever.
Like,
knowing
I want that to like
legacy.
Matter narratively, because one of my favorite things that AEW did was in the Casino Gauntlet Battle Royale, the first one that they did. I believe it was Roderick Strong was supposedly the next guy up after the match had ended. So he goes to the back. He yells at Christopher Daniels. He's like, I was in this match. I should have gotten a shot. I should have an opportunity. This is not fair. You know, I was literally about to go outside and then the match ended and so on and so forth. And they gave him a title shot. But it was like the match had mattered for him. And he went back and said, the rules of the match had prevented him from being able to achieve what he wanted to achieve. And thus he brought that back into the story. And then he was able to get a number one contenders match as a result of that. And then ipso facto, so on and so forth. Right. But I wanted to see, like Miz and Carmelo Hayes, right? Like going to the back and running after Pierce and being like, hey, I'm the guy who beat John Cena, at WrestleMania. This is my protege. We both need to be in this tournament to prove that we belong, right? Like give me that stuff. Give me those bits. But instead, it was just, hey guys, there's a tournament and we're going to announce who's fighting who on social media. Because you all know that everyone loves social media. Everyone loves how the positive experience that social media provides. And we want to use that positive experience to announce our tournament. I don't know. It was, it was this little disappointing. I agree with you guys.